Okay, going back now to the story on Turkey and Russia, the worsening relations. We're joined by Galip Dalay. He's the research director at Al Sharq Forum, based here in Istanbul. Thank you for your time. Obviously, this is a new development since conditions worsened last November. How will Russia's opening up of a PYD office affect Turkey and Russia's ties? Where do you see relations heading now?
Well, the relation is already at a low level, so I don't think that it can go any further down this, it can go any further lower. So because Russia, let's not forget, unlike the West, US and Europe, because both US and Europe recognize the PYD's mother organization, PKK, as a terrorist organization, but Russia doesn't recognize it as such. And in this regard, Russia letting PYD to set an office in Moscow will not have any significant repercussion on Turkish-Russian relations. But nevertheless, it will add a new dimension, a new friction point between the countries.
Turkey's really stuck at the moment in terms of the Syrian war. Where do you think things will go now? Do you think that this might be a step in terms of sending troops on the ground over the border into Syria to contribute to the fight?
Well, Turkey is stuck because Turkey is part of a bloc that was supposedly supporting the opposition, which included the U.S. and France, Britain, also regional countries such as Saudi Arabia and Qatar. But unfortunately, the international backers of the opposition has to some extent went away from their previous commitments. So right now, Turkey is more and more feeling left alone only with the regional countries. So that puts Turkey in a quite hard situation. Turkey is mulling over many different scenarios from undertaking a limited incursion into Syria to a comprehensive one, going it alone or going it in partnership with other countries. Mainly right now, we are talking about Saudi Arabia and Qatar. But Saudi Arabia is not known for its military and the defense capabilities. And secondly, Saudi Arabia is already engaged in a war in Yemen. So I don't think that Saudi Arabia can engage in two wars at the same time comprehensively. So what Saudi Arabia can do in this regard to Turkey, if let's assume that there is some kind of incursion into Syria, is that providing the logistical, the financial, diplomatic, regional support. But in terms of the military support, it will be very much limited. But nevertheless, Turkey hasn't made up its mind yet whether to intervene or not to intervene. But the time is running by, the time is running up. And I think Turkey is left with something a week or 10 days to swiftly make its mind up and then act accordingly, because the situation on the ground is dramatically altering. So if Turkey procrastinates this decision for a long time, I'm afraid that down the road, when Turkey makes a decision, it might not affect the situation on the ground that much.
Obviously, the PYD is a big sticking point in this particular discussion, and the US have now sided with the PYD. How frustrated is Turkey in this situation?
Turkey is very much frustrated. The PYD factor in Turkish-US relation has been a frictious, conflictual point for some time now. So the US makes a difference of convenience between the PYD and PKK. No US, like in private conversation with the US officials, none of them will tell you that the PYD is completely separate from PKK. But nevertheless, right now the US does make a separation of convenience and sticks to it. And that creates a quite conflictual point with Turkey. But nevertheless, the Turkish option vis-a-vis the US right now is very much limited. Turkey's leverage over the US decision is very much limited.
Okay, thank you, Galip, for your insight
You're
there.
welcome.